A career in the merchant navy. Daily life on board ship. The familiar tasks at sea. A thorough training takes care of the day-to-day routine. But every crew member knows that incidents may occur. And then it's a matter of being fit for survival. We're going to give you some suggestions for 3 training units. Part 1, breathing protection. Part 2, firefighting. Part 3, survival training. Training in modern safety techniques places ever greater demands on the individual crew member, and even more so on the instructors who are responsible for planning and implementing this training. The organization provided by a training center gives them the support needed for this job. Training and technology together achieve an optimum degree of coordination here. Let's take a look at the breathing protection department shortly before a new course is scheduled to start. The course leader had already notified the workshop of his equipment requirements on the previous day. Now he's just checking the numbers, completeness, and above all, the working order of the breathing equipment. The technical personnel are indispensable to the training workshop. Theoretical approach. The breathing mask is demonstrated with all its component parts, material, construction, and working principle. Various different models are in current use. The team members must know their model inside out. Handling. Demonstration of the movements used for putting on the mask. The instructor tells them how to place the chin in the chin trough and pull the straps over the head. Hold the mask to the face and fasten it, first by pulling the chin straps tight, followed by the temple straps and the head strap. Check for airtightness by closing the connecting port with the ball of the thumb and sucking in. If air flows in anywhere around the edges, the fit must be adjusted again, the straps tightened again, and the test for airtightness repeated. When the mask is airtight, the breathing apparatus can be connected. To remove the mask, slide the index fingers under the chin strap and use the thumb to open the buckle. Slide the mask upwards and backwards over the head. The air cylinder. Various types are in use here as well. Working safety is only guaranteed when the cylinder, respirator and mask all belong to the same system. Breathing apparatus has to be checked for working order immediately before being used by the wearer. Familiarity with the working principles, the operating controls, and the safety checks reinforces one's confidence in the breathing apparatus. A thorough theoretical introduction provides every trainee with a solid grounding for success in the practical exercises. After concluding the theoretical preliminaries, the trainees proceed to the workshop in 2 groups. One lot wearing the masks and the others assisting. Practical drill. It's vital to have a sufficient number of respirator units to achieve the maximum training effect. The first step is to get familiar with the apparatus. Is it complete? If so, check the equipment for pressure, tightness, respirator function and the signal whistle. Check the signal whistle by picking up the respirator, closing the connecting piece and activating the respirator by pressing the membrane. Then let the air gradually escape. Somewhere between 60 and 50 bar, the signal whistle should sound. Now the trainees get familiar with the breathing apparatus for the first time. Screwing on the respirator. Every trainee has to master the roles of wearer and helper. This promotes team spirit. When everything's okay, proceed to fetch the helmets and gloves and put them on. Information is also a question of presentation. Introduction, demonstration, and active participation all contribute to achieving maximum learning performance. The aim is now to go on a route march in pairs and to note down the air reserves beforehand, so as to calculate the individual air consumption during the march. Passing the instructor, each trainee notifies him of his current air pressure reserves. 260, 250, 250, 265. The helpers follow on, and off they go. The aim of this exercise is for each trainee to get to know his personal air consumption under load. This is especially vital for promoting confidence in the breathing equipment. Don't forget to hold tight. If this was a ship at sea, it might be much less comfortable. An obstacle course with increasing degrees of difficulty simulates to each trainee what moving and working with the breathing apparatus would be like in an actual emergency. That's why the course is designed to simulate conditions aboard ship. For example, deck superstructure, companionways and manholes. Air supply down to 0 by 12 o'clock. That is in 77 minutes. That's the top time. The air reserves are used up completely. The values at the end of the exercise are noted down. Every trainee now knows how long he or she can last out with a single air cylinder. It's important to point out the factors that influence air consumption, like individual physique, the type of load, and last but not least, one's own experience. For work with breathing protection apparatus, the old saying holds true: practice makes perfect. Efficient training courses rely on workshops for maintenance and repair of the necessary equipment. A glimpse of the basic equipment complement of a breathing apparatus workshop. Storage facilities for cylinders and masks. Installations for washing, disinfection and thorough rinsing of the masks. A drying cabinet does the job both quickly and gently. Spare parts and disposable components are kept on hand for running replacements. A compressor serves to refill the air cylinders. The masks and respirators are checked on a special testing facility. Airtightness and functional data are registered in a special test log. During the exercises, the equipment is subjected to really tough conditions. That's why continual safety testing is imperative. A well-organized training center also has provision for firefighting drill. Part of the training grounds is reserved for firefighting drill. This is where the main fire extinguishing techniques can be demonstrated before being tried out by the cadets themselves. Preparations for an exercise. At a safe distance, a supply of combustibles is locked away, together with the equipment needed to transport them to the training grounds. A maintenance workshop for the firefighting equipment. High availability demands a high level of maintenance. A mixture of gasoline and diesel oil is a proven combustible for demonstration purposes. A special topping-up device allows appropriate recharging of the fire extinguishers. Here too, the instructor and technical personnel cooperate before the start of a firefighting exercise. Equipment and material requirements are agreed beforehand and disposed, ready for use. The firefighting facility. It consists of a concrete trough with a table in the middle, which is supplied with combustibles via a topping-up pipe and then ignited. The trough with an oil separator allows the combustibles and extinguishing materials to be disposed of ecologically. Final safety check. All clear for the exercise. The instructor specifies the equipment, which here is suitable for extinguishing Class B and C fires by means of powder. To deactivate the safety device, hold the tube in the left hand and strongly depress the lever once. Then the extinguisher is ready for action. The instructor has a special responsibility here to ensure maintenance of safety distances and correct sequencing. It's important for the cadets to lose their natural fear of fire and get to know the effects of a number of different fire extinguishing agents at first hand. Fire on the foredeck. One man to the front with a powder extinguisher.
Brand am Vordeck, ein Mann mit Pulverlöscher vor. Neun Pulverlöscher, zweiter Mann. Schneller, schneller.
The powder extinguisher demands a particular approach to the fire which is best learnt in practice. Only when it's applied to the reaction zone of the fire at the correct angle and from the right distance will the powder extinguish the flames within a matter of seconds. Water, go! Another extinguishing agent, water in a fine spray. It's no easy task, and it can only be mastered in teamwork. Every participant must get first-hand experience of what it's like to hold a heavy sea nozzle on their shoulder and to fight a fire with it. Preparations for the final drill. The fire table is again fueled. Careful dosing of the combustible allows controlled flame development. Here as well, it's up to the instructor to pass on his experience and know-how to the team members. Firefighting with a foam extinguisher. Fire drill is also dependent on the instructor's know-how and the appropriate technical equipment to fulfill the objectives of successful firefighting training. On land, it lays the foundations for which there is no opportunity later on board ship. The development of survival technology has taken a great step forward in recent years. Careful training is particularly important in this sector, both in the field and in theory. The survival suit, one of the most revolutionary new developments in this technical sector. The instructor explains its physical properties, insulation and buoyancy. The familiar blackboard can serve its purpose here alongside modern audiovisual teaching aids for theoretical instruction. First, donning the suit. There are various types of survival suit, but they are all in oversizes, so there's no problem about fit. A suit like this allows survival times of up to several hours in ice-cold water. Practice considerably shortens the donning time. Putting on a suit is one thing, swimming in it another. The first attempts at swimming are still made under the protective roof of an indoor pool. The trainees have to learn completely new strokes. This is a group formation which allows survivors to stay together and make headway through the water. This is a proven method of approaching a life raft while conserving one's physical energy. Further crucial exercises with the survival suit, for example, boarding a life raft. Practice helps to overcome initial hiccups here in particular. Saving a hypothermic survivor with the aid of a Marcus rescue net. Hypothermic casualties should only be moved in a horizontal position to avoid the hazard of a circulatory collapse. A useful hint, helping the survivor over the gunwale of the lifeboat by using a loop of rope. Another example, climbing aboard a closed rescue craft with the aid of a tilting ladder. The weight of the survivor's own body helps them to get on board. Once again, horizontal life-saving in a rescue boat. All these activities are at first unfamiliar. They have to be drilled in order to gain the necessary confidence on the part of each individual and their trust in the rescue equipment. Here too, it's vital for the equipment used to be given regular maintenance and care. Survival suits, for example, have to be cleaned after each drill and the zippers greased.
Thomas, okay. Springt wieder nicht an. Ich werde mal durch oder vorne neu an.
Occasional failure of individual components is inevitable. Such faults can, however, be immediately detected and rectified in the in-house workshop, thereby saving time and increasing the availability of the equipment. Maintenance and remediation of the many different items of equipment. Here it's the instructor's responsibility to coordinate the work schedules.
Jetzt wieder einsatzbereit. Wir haben folgendes Problem. Unsere Zugplätze liegen verkehrt eingeschraubt. Hat die Gewindegänge zerstört. Wir müssen überlegen, auf die Dauer
In close cooperation with the technical department, he keeps up to date on the availability status of the equipment in order to plan his training courses accordingly. Planning also entails a degree of flexibility in response to the occurrence of defects, as well as a reliable information transfer. In this case, it's a question of repairing a defective boat as quickly as possible. The technical department is notified of defective equipment and remedies the faults.
Kannst du mir hier im zweiten Block 2 Stunden geben, weil ich da gerne eine Arbeit schreiben möchte und Ihnen die gleiche Arbeit am gleichen Tag.
Coordination also involves consultation with the administrative department about timetables and classroom allocations, as well as with other colleagues respecting tests and drill sequences. Good organization promotes a variety of activities and is therefore an essential aspect of a successful training course. Back at the training ground, the waterside facility. The traditional lifeboat with oars. Many sea cadets have to learn oarsmanship from scratch. Handling the long, heavy oars is at first unfamiliar, but hardly any other activity gives a better feeling for handling a boat. What's more, getting into the swing of a common stroke is the best training for the most fundamental precondition of survival, team spirit. But sailors have to get familiar with more modern rescue craft as well. This is a closed type, equipped with a spray system for use in tanker operations. In an emergency, this vessel can even make its way through burning oil. Steering a vessel like this has to be mastered because it is powered by cord jet propulsion, yet another aspect of practical seamanship.
Los, klar machen zum Aussetzen.
Los, klar machen zum Aussetzen.
Fest so.
Fest so.
Special attention is paid to more complicated items of life-saving equipment, like this David-launched life raft. It's important here for the instructor to ensure a safe sequence of operations by explaining the mechanical principles and clearly delegating tasks, especially in respect of the lines.
Und gleich da drüben mit.
Finally, there's the free-fall lifeboat, as installed in many ships nowadays. Featuring low maintenance and launching capability irrespective of the heeling angle of the ship, it ranks as a very safe type of lifeboat. The cadets experience the reliability of this modern rescue system firsthand. Going aboard at a heeling angle of 30 degrees. For many of them, this is a psychological barrier too. At any rate, better safe than sorry. Fastening safety harness at the seat. Tense anticipation. In an emergency, the vertical drop may be as high as 30 meters. Hydraulic release of the retaining bolt. We have shown you several examples of modern survival techniques. Choosing from the wide variety of available possibilities, it is up to the inventiveness and commitment of the instructors to arrive at feasible solutions.